Anupam Jindal is the Group CFO at Sterlite Technologies, and he now joins in to dissect the quarter gone by. Thank you so much for taking time out and being with us on ET now. To begin with, give us a sense as to what has been the contribution to your revenue and profits. What has the growth been like on a like-to-like basis, particularly with the consolidation of Metallurgica?
Metallurgica, yeah. Thank you. This has been a fantastic quarter, the highest ever revenue of 1335 crore, 1335 crore of revenue, which was a 60% growth on YOY. And on PAT basis, profit after tax basis, we delivered 146 crore, again the highest ever, and reflecting a 62% growth on YOY basis. And even if you look at the revenue which got included for Metallurgica Brasiana, the recent acquisition which we did in July 18, that's a cable company to serve our large Europe market. That has an annual revenue of about 50 million euro, and that contribution from that entity for the quarter was about 12.5, 13 million kind of 13 million euro number. So roughly about 110 crore contribution came from there, if you look at on like-to-like basis. But if I look at the quarter as a whole, the large growth has come not just from the product business, but the services business, which over a period of time has become a substantial part of the business. So this quarter, its contribution was significant, and that helped us to achieve these kind of numbers, which is again in line with our growth territory, which we have charted out.
Understanding of the broadband business is that there is a price drop at global level. China has cancelled some orders. How come you are not feeling the heat? When the environment is deteriorating, why are you confident that you will be able to maintain your guidance?
So just to correct one thing, China, the global level, let me just first talk about global level. We continue to see the new age network continue to get built, not just by the communication service provider, but the new age content provider companies or OTT players. So these are the things which are actually complementing the new global scenario. As far as the China is concerned, China as one of the large player in China actually deferred the buying program which they used to do. So it's got deferred maybe about 3 to 6 months. So I don't see that having widespread impact right now. So we continue to see, we had built over last 2 years a large order book, and we continue to see traction from the customer on that side, and we remain pretty much confident. So this China thing, which is having some temporary impact at the global level, has not significant bearing on, does not have a significant bearing on Sterlite as such.
Going forward, then, do you think that this will build up as a problem? Will you be altering your guidance on the back of this?
No, so I think we had given a guidance back in July 17 that we will be tripling our profit, net profit. From FY17, we had 200 crore to 100 million, which was at that time 650, and today's exchange it may be 700 crore. So we remain pretty confident on that number. I don't think we need to change that because we have built our capability. We have the order book, which gives us great visibility of delivering those numbers.
Okay, fair enough. You had indicated last month, or actually the industry reports that came in indicated a dip in fiber optic prices. Do you think that on the demand supply side things are in equilibrium for prices to stay at these levels?
Yes, so last month when I had come on this channel, I think that time this news had just started coming in, and we then analyzed that, and that has given us confidence that what is happening in that particular geography, definitely that's a large geography, but the impact is quite limited and it's short term. So that has again rebuilt the confidence that we will be able to achieve what we have said. And not just for FY20, I think the growth which we are looking at beyond that is going to be quite substantial, particularly not just by the products which we continue to expand our capacity and will realize the benefits as we achieve the capacity by June 19 and on fiber side and June 20 on cable side, but the end-to-end offering model, the network build model which we are building, the capabilities we are building, the technology we are building, that is actually expanding the market which we can address. And we see that market, which is going to be 75 billion by FY23. So we will have a larger capability to address a much larger market size, and that will drive the growth even beyond FY20.
So, okay, so then looking at your future plans as globally, telcos migrate towards 5G, when do you see the capex rollout for the same, and what impact would that have on your numbers?
So we continue to see good traction on 5G rollouts. Definitely it's shifted or it's planned towards later half of calendar 19, as well as moving on from FY20 onward. So it's a 5 to 7 year cycle, and that will have great tailwind to the industry players in this. And Sterlite is actually gearing up to participate in those kind of opportunities beyond fiber. And I think the exact impact of that will be seen over a period of time, but we see great opportunities in that.
Okay. How much of your business you would classify is the old business where you're simply making broadband fiber, and how much of your business is pure solution based business, and what is the margins in the old traditional business and the new solution business?
Yeah, I would still say that fiber continues to be quite contemporary. While it may be existing business, that's a core business for us. Till last year or even H1 of the current year, we had 75% of the revenue coming in from that business, which is fiber, which is technology-based business and high-margin business. And going forward, depending on how we grow from the services and the network build business, the percentage may change. In the current quarter, like for example Q3, we have seen that product business, while it had its own growth, but from the revenue percentage perspective, it went down to 70%. The services business became larger. That's why this product business came out at 70% despite of absolute growth. So I think from that perspective, the ratio might change. The individual profitability of the product business, which is fiber and fiber cable, will continue to be in high 25% kind of number. And the new age network build business, which is currently at about 11%, 12% kind of margin, I think over a period of time will take it to about 15 to 17% kind of margin.
How much of your business is IP protected, which is your business, which is proprietary in nature?
Absolutely. The IP protection is largely on the fiber business, which is currently about 70-75% of the revenue, and larger portion of the profits come from there. And we are also building a IP platform, IP portfolio on the services business. That's the biggest differentiator we are creating. When we are doing the services business, the network build business, a lot of technology is getting built, and the same philosophy of technology as a differentiator is being applied to this business model also. And that's why we are looking at participating in the large global opportunities going forward.
A year ago you told us about your guidance of 100 million. You just told us that you're on course to meet it. What are the chances you could beat it? Because if your order book is at an all-time high, if you're confident of China problem getting sorted out, so according to my numbers which I have just done on the sheet, you should actually cross 100 million very easily.
That remains the confidence, and as I said, that we are very much on track. And thanks for saying that we can beat it easily. We also remain hopeful that we will be able to beat that easily. At the same time, let me also say that the growth is not just up to FY20, it's actually moving beyond FY21 or so, driven by 5G rollouts, driven by our own capability build which we are doing. So definitely we remain very confident, and thanks for validating that.
Yeah, we're saying it as it is. Thanks so much for taking time out and joining in. Those are some key takeaways from Sterlite Tech. No need to change the guidance on the slowdown fears. Projecting to comfortably meet that guidance of 100 million. No widespread impact of the Chinese economic slowdown either. 5G rollout as well will, by the telcos, will shift from the earlier expectations. So that will be fairly positive, and the PAT guidance continues to remain intact. That is Sterlite Tech at 292 on the back of the management commentary. Well, with the index at 10,920, Sensex up 250 points. We slip into a short break right here on the show. Lots of corporate voices lined up ahead on the show. Stay tuned.